Some of you might find the information in this video somewhat disturbing. This information is going to completely blow your mind and make you rethink everything you ever thought you knew about physics, about the past, the present, and the future, and about time travel. And not whether or not it exists, but it's going to bring about the question of how long have they actually been doing it? How long have they been using it? And where do we go from here? So, we've started the cleanup project on our massive white pine tree that was knocked down a few days ago. I'm not going to go into the details about how this tree was knocked down. If you've been following the channel, you already know. However, I am going to go into detail about what we've discovered while we've been cleaning up this mess, this wreckage, this carnage from this violent act of tearing down my tree and throwing it at my house, fortunately, which was a miss. However, as you'll see here momentarily, I believe the entity that tore this tree down may have truly been trying to help me more than hurt me. I believe I was being warned and I was being shown something that for the 3 years that I've lived here, I did not know existed. Check this out. Do you see what that is behind me? Let me help you out. You see it now, don't you? You know what that is? That's about 80% up the height of this massive white pine tree. That's something that I thought was my enemy knocked down. Turns out now is probably at least a frenemy, in the least and at the most. Well, perhaps not at the most, but in the least is at least a friend of me. He, she, it, or they may have been doing me a favor. This, my friends, is a potential eavesdropping device, which was 80% up this tree, aimed right at my office window. Let's take a closer look, and let's talk about exactly what this exactly is. Exactly. As you can see, this is some sort of eavesdropping device. Okay, here's the big dish, very cleverly disguised. Give you a close-up. It looks like the grill on like a charcoal grill. This is so that it would not reflect the sun and therefore give away its location as it's hidden within the branches of the tree. Here is the main receiver where information would be received and then transmitted to quote unquote them. We all know who they are, but we will not say their names because that's dangerous. Now, here's where it gets scary. The pole, as you can see within our red circle here, making it easy for you guys, that's just my chainsaw. But this pole upon which this eavesdropping device was mounted, it's been here so long, the tree has grown around the pole. Okay? The tree's grown around the pole. Look at this. And there's a metal band, and I'm going to tell you where I got this information from momentarily. This information has been confirmed by a second party who is qualified to talk about such things. But the bands that were placed on here to hold this pole have been completely absorbed by the tree. You can't even see them, but there are bands under there. But look at this. This thing has been here for a very long time. I'm going to tell you exactly how long it's been here, and I'm going to tell you what I believe it has been here for. Okay, so what is it? How long has it been here? What's it been used for? I will not mention this person. They may be watching this video, but this person is a very qualified source. This person has a degree from the University of Virginia, the Harvard of the South, the most prestigious college in the entire universe. And if you don't believe me, ask anybody who graduated from said university. They will tell you themselves. I had one such individual here just 2 days ago. This individual looked at this contraption. This is not the ultimate contraption. I'm still working on that up in the field. But the individual looked at this contraption and I said, individual, That's not their name, but I'm substituting that word individual for their real name so as not to disclose their true identity. I said individual. I said, I don't want to know anything about this. I know everybody's going to have their own opinions. Could have been maybe like a satellite dish for television channels, maybe for cable, this kind of stuff. I said, it's obvious this has been here for some time. As we can see, the bands have grown into the tree. I said, I want, in your honest opinion, and this person, I'll give you a little bit more information. Engineering is to them what drinking water is to us. It just comes natural. I said, how long has this device been here? And they said, this device has been here since the early 1980s, more than likely the early 1980s. So guys, this is 35-ish years ago that this device has been here. This device, by the time we bought this property 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, had grown, the tree had grown so that this device was aimed directly into my office so it could see, hear, and transmit everything I was doing, everything I was saying, everything I was writing, everything I was reading to them. Okay, and that's as far as I'm going to go there. But now this begs the question. The question, I know you've already asked it. We all have it. And this is proof, undeniable proof and evidence that time travel exists. Okay, let's say this thing, pick a year. We'll say 1980 to keep it simple. Nice round number, 1980. Okay, I'm roughly 7 or 8 years old. For the first time in my life, I'm realizing girls are different than boys because I'm seeing Phoebe Cates and Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and that's when I realized, wow, girls are different, and maybe, you know, HBO isn't for kids. But so I'm falling in love. My prepubescent fatuation, I will use that word, with Phoebe Cates, and they are putting this thing up, this device, on this tree in such a fashion to where, fast forward to like 2016, I think is when we bought this house, that device is pointing in the window of the room, which will be my office. So they can watch, so they can listen, all this stuff, so they can know even more than what they already know. There's only one way to explain how this happened, and that is time travel. Time travel. Because there's no way, I didn't even live in Virginia. I'm in Virginia now. I didn't even live in Virginia in 1980. But they knew that I would. And they knew I'd be here, and they knew when I'd be here, and they knew which room I would use as my office. That's not a coincidence. That is not even close to being a coincidence. That is proof. Oh, boy, that truck's loud. I thought that was Bigfoot Sasquatch roaring there for a minute. But that is proof beyond any shadow of any doubt. Time travel is real, time travel exists, and they have been using it for some time. Again, this information has been verified by somebody, by an individual qualified to verify that this implant, this device has been implanted in and on this tree for at least 35 years. Okay, so this just isn't me and my crazy views. I had a second set of eyes on this. Somebody who's qualified to talk about this, that can state factually this device has been around for at least 35, close to 40 years. So just when you thought you knew everything about physics, about time travel, about the past, present, and the future, you find out you didn't. I hope you can sleep tonight having been made aware of these newfound facts, made aware, given this proof that time travel does exist.